This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
And always kind enough to give us some time. But now we added some video now, Greg. So there you go. Now they get to see the GQ face there. Now they get to put to the name. It's a beautiful thing.
I feel like this might be my last appearance with you.
So let me ask you something. When Brady retires, did you buy it from the get-go? Were you fooled like the rest of us? Because I always thought that he was like the dude that, he's Barry Sanders. Like, I'm retired. It's over. I told you it's over. It's over. And I was kind of shocked that he came back. So how did you view that story from the get-go?
Yeah, I thought he was done. Yeah, it's one of those where I had kind of come to peace with it, with the idea that, okay, time to move on. 2 good years here in Tampa, fresh start, whole different deal here with him retired. And right as that kind of got to, I was okay with that, then he's back. And you just flip a switch, and there they go again. And they got just about everybody back, trying to get one more ring for him.
Yeah, I mean, I was just absolutely shocked. And when you look at the team now, where are they compared to 2 years ago when they won the title? How far off are they from that team? Is it too far off from the team?
No.
Because you always wonder about that window closing, Greg. So that's why I ask you.
As long as Brady doesn't look like he's 45 this fall, I think they're right there. If anything, I think they have an easier path. I mean, the NFC, a lot of your top contenders, especially at quarterback, aren't there. So, I mean, it's an easy division for them, at least by the looks of it right now. Keep waiting for Atlanta and New Orleans, and not New Orleans, but Atlanta and Carolina to figure out their quarterbacks. They got to stay healthy. That's probably the most important thing. But, if they do that, anything's possible.
What's going on with Gronk? Oh, I think he froze there a little bit. Oh, there you go. You're back. Gronk, what's the latest with Gronk? Oh, there we go. There we go. You got a call? Is that what it was? You got me, Greg? Can you hear me? Gotta love live radio. Oh, you kidding? Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Now we got you.
Kind of conked out on me all of a sudden.
We got you. I don't know if you got a call or something.
I'll leave and try and come back. All right.
No, we got you. He can't hear us. Oh, he can. Okay. Okay. All right. So he'll come back now. So we'll get it fixed. It is what it is. There we go.
I hear you now.
There we go. It's all good. When you get a call, it kind of does a little number on you. That's why.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's all good. What's the latest with Gronk?
I still expect him back. I think he's kind of taking his time. This is the time of year he probably don't want to have to worry too much about football. I guess we'll see, honestly, in the next 48 hours, how seriously the Bucs are preparing for life without him. I think it's very possible they take a tight end anyway. They only have 2 tight ends on their roster, and one of them has 1 career catch. So I do think it's a position they have to decide. Gronk, it's one of those where, because there were health aspects in his first retirement, the fact that he took a back injury last year gives me pause. But I do think, honestly, it might be later in the summer. It might be closer to mid-July when teams are starting to report for training camp, but I think he'll be back.
I'll tell you what, man. Remember at the end of his Patriot run, he looked like he was beaten down and run down, Greg. And I didn't know how much gas he had left when he decided to come back, but I don't know what the hell happened. He got revitalized and he looked pretty good overall. And, he started to look like Gronk again. That was a hell of a turnaround for him. Must be mental, what also happened to him.
Well, and just having a year off, I think it does wonders for your body, just to not have any practice games, nothing to do any damage to your body. I mean, I think when you're dealing with back issues as he was, those can be serious, well beyond whether you can play this year or not. That's a years and decades type issue. So like I said, I think that the fact that he did have issues with his back, that kept him out basically about 6 weeks. You wonder about that, but I think right now, I think he's fine. And it's just a matter of making the decision to go at it and see what you can do to get back with Tom and try and win another ring.
Greg Auman, of course, joining us from The Athletic, covers the Tampa Bay Bucs on a daily basis. Make sure you follow him if you want to find out everything going on with the Bucs. So after you've done your digging, and few know this team better than you, the whole deal with the coach and Brady, was there a rift? Did he step aside because of Brady? What do you believe in this story?
I don't think it's any significant factor at all in Tom retiring or in Bruce stepping back from coaching. I think they had kind of normal coach quarterback riffs here and there, but nothing too serious. To hear both of them talk, to hear the people around them talk, asked Todd Bowles, and Todd said, he never saw one instance of anything substantial between the two of them that would suggest any kind of rift or fraction or anything like that. Like I said, I think it's a storyline you hear out of Boston a lot. The people down here have denied it pretty unilaterally. I think Tom just sent Bruce a $50,000 watch, so I don't buy into it too much. But I'm sure that's something that's going to be a lot of talk, until Brady's done at least.
Well, you know how it is, Greg. In this world, it's not a matter of the truth; it's whatever agenda or narrative you want to build for yourself is what you end up believing, because that's kind of the way the world is nowadays, no matter what kind of subject we're talking about, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy. All right, 27. Are they going offensive linemen because they did lose, a guard in the offseason there? So they need to beef up that line a little bit. What are you seeing at number 27 for them?
Yeah, if I'm guessing right now, it's one line or the other. You'll see safety pick for them, but honestly, if Zion Johnson from Boston College is there, that's a great pick for them at guard. Ali Marpet retired, that steps in for him. If defensive line is there, Devontae Wyatt from Georgia would make a lot of sense. Those are the first two I think of. I mean, this could be a surprise that you'll see safety, you'll see linebacker as a potential pick. But the two biggest needs they have are guard and defensive line. That's where I would be guessing is the first priority, as long as the right guys are there.
So are you buying the head coach on this go around? Because while I know he's been a magnificent assistant, so the question is Todd Bowles a head coach? Because he's kind of, we had Todd Bowles down here in Miami, and we know he's a fantastic defensive coordinator. He's such a quiet guy. And listen, I watched Tom Flores and Tony Dungy. Those guys are cigar store mannequins, and they all have titles. So there's no right or wrong way to do it. But there is that knock a little bit on Todd Bowles of whether he is a head coach and not just a great assistant. So talk to me about that transition for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the general thought down here is that he just didn't have a very good situation with the Jets. Had a good record his first year, and then they just started stripping away talent. Finished his year with Darnold as a quarterback. Just didn't have. Obviously, this is a better situation than most first-year coaches have in terms of having Brady, having a team that's just a year removed from a Super Bowl. So, I think this will be a much better situation for him to make, sustained success with. The challenge is going to be finding a way to have this success continue after Brady. I mean, he's here. Probably longer than I don't want to say longer than Brady, because he proves us wrong a lot. But I think he'll have a chance to show really who he is as a coach once Brady's gone, and he'll try and win without him.
Here's where I think you might be onto something, and why maybe Todd Bowles will succeed. It's not so much that he was with the Jets, and obviously they're a terrible franchise, but wherever Todd Bowles has been, whether it's the Jets or here or now in Tampa, wherever, the amount of respect that he has from his fellow coaches and the players, second to none, actually. Players love that guy. So it's not like he ever left the Jets or any other place and they were like, oh, this guy's a joke. He's unorganized. He doesn't do, whatever. We've seen other coaches like that. And maybe that's why there's a great chance that Todd can succeed, because professionally, everybody loves that guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, defensively here, I think, their defense is a big part of why they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. You go back to, them holding the Chiefs and that offense to 9 points, keeping them out of the end zone. As much as Brady got him there, I think the defense probably won that game for him. The challenge will be to do that on both sides of the field. He's got a good coordinator on offense in Byron Leftwich, somebody he can trust and kind of leave that side to the guy that's called the plays here the last 3 years.
What's the plan for quarterback down the line, by the way, before I let you go? Because Brady's probably a year, maybe another one. Is there a plan here? Because there are some young quarterbacks that they might be able to invest in as projects down the line.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see them draft a quarterback this weekend. They took Kyle Trask from Florida in the second round last year. Kind of learned kind of like a redshirt year almost in the NFL last year. Didn't have a snap, but he's learned from Brady. He'll get to do it again this year. He definitely was the guy they took with every intention of him having a chance to be the successor again, whenever Brady hangs it up.
All right. Good stuff as always, Greg. Appreciate you taking the time, my man. We'll definitely catch up down the line, my friend. Enjoy the draft.
Again. All right. I'll take it easy.
You got it, baby. Greg.